嘅週末。
Good afternoon.
再一次因為暴徒嗰啲嘅暴行，令到破壞咗我哋嘅社會嘅安寧，傷害到好多無辜嘅市民。我哋準備咗一段短短嘅片段俾大家睇。
Innocent members of the public were hurt. We have video footage for your reference. Earlier in the atrium, two females had their faces sprayed. One of whom said she was stripped and her property was snatched, and properties were also snatched, and the face of another female was sprayed. They should not put spray on my face. Whether or not I support or not, they should not scare my children. Her phone was dropped to the lower floor. Somebody broke the phone with the umbrella and threw the phone again. Then those wearing face masks went down to Maxim's restaurant to break open the gate and spray paint on the external wall. They also broke the glass and went inside to break eating utensils. There were patrons in the restaurant who left at once. Chandelier, computers, they were all destroyed. And Haiti on the fourth floor, a mainland-operated franchise, was also subject to attack. This is Kowloon Bay. Somebody threw a smoke bomb at the bus terminus. Around the same time, in Shantung Street, Nathan Road Junction, somebody started a fire and somebody committed an arson again, generating a lot of smoke.
同過去呢半年好多宗暴力事件嘅劇本一樣，尋日有人發起喺全港多區嘅大型商場聚集。最初示威者喺商場入邊叫口號、唱歌，但係好快暴力嘅分子就按捺不住，衝入咗好多嘅鋪頭入邊去破壞，甚至乎係襲擊一啲持唔同意見嘅市民。喺沙田嘅新城市廣場。尋日晏晝2點幾開始，就已經有示威者集結。初頭佢哋係唱下歌，叫下口號，但後嚟暴徒就突然間去闖入一啲商場嘅酒樓。當時係仲有市民喺入邊飲緊茶。暴徒rushed inside a Chinese restaurant inside the shopping mall with patrons inside having tea, and without any reason, the rioters overturned tables, they broke eating utensils, causing great panic among citizens, and they couldn't even enjoy a meal in peace. Some rioters broke the glass panes and railings of shopping malls with glass shards falling to the lower floors, endangering the safety of other members of the public. They also hurled objects from higher floors of the shopping mall to lower floors. Imagine the dire consequences if somebody walked past and got hit. Some rioters also engaged in quarrels with passers-by. Subsequently, rioters sprayed paint on the face of a female passers-by simply because of differences in opinion. At about 6:30 in the evening, some rioters all of a sudden suspected
Another female passersby of shooting close-ups of protesters at the scene with her mobile phone. They then demanded, without reason, that she proffer the phone for inspection. When the female passersby rejected the request, she was surrounded, she was told off, she was also pushed and shoved, and she was hit with the umbrella. And then her phone was snatched and damaged. It's really eye-opening. What the rioters did, they committed a riot, and then they could point fingers at others for the wrongdoings of themselves. Let's take a look at the footage of this female victim being interviewed by media afterwards. I think that this is my freedom and my right. Why can't they respect me? I told them I did not take any close-up shots of anyone. You can't prove yourself. But let me ask you, first of all, you are not the law enforcement or the judiciary. Why is it that you can make a groundless request for a member of the public to let you inspect anything? You just want to prevent the spike. She took back the mobile phone and left. As you can see, after her phone was smashed, this lady was very calm during the interview, and yet rioters then criticized her for being very unusual and suspected her of deliberately provoking protesters. Their logic is flawed. In addition, yesterday afternoon in Telford Plaza, Kowloon Bay, protesters went to the so-called target restaurants and shops, requesting customers to leave. They also put graffitis on the external wall. Their acts were despicable. They also breached the laws of Hong Kong. The police would not allow shopping malls to become lawless areas. In the sight of violent incidents, the police on different occasions entered the shopping malls to take arrest actions. For example, we arrested altogether 12 people in New Town Plaza, Shatin, for suspected offences of unlawful assembly, criminal damage, resisting arrest, and possession of offensive weapon. In Telford Plaza, we arrested 4 persons for possession of instrument fit for unlawful purpose, unlawful assembly, common assault, and assaulting a police officer. However, during police operation, rioters and their supporters had continued to surround the police, to scold the police, even to obstruct the police in arresting the offenders. In New Town Plaza, Shatin, some rioters even tried to snatch the arrested person and threw a smoke bomb. Let me ask you, for the supporters of these rioters, if it is your friend or your family member who got attacked by rioters, whose table got overturned, would you still condone them? We must point out that rioters and their supporters will not get their way. No matter how they try to block us, we have the stern resolve to uphold the law. In the evening, protesters gathered in the vicinity of Mongkok. Their spirits were running high. To avoid similar violent incidents from happening, the police patrolled the scene to stand guard and stop some suspects.
For the whole night, rioters continue to breach peace in Mongkok, including placing brakes on the roads and obstructing traffic, and attacking a private vehicle driven by casual or plainclothes officers, and they hurled safety cones at vehicles as well as glass bottles at police officers. The police had no choice but to use force to disperse the crowds, including using tear smoke. After midnight, the violence by rioters escalated. They pried open traffic signal boxes and lampposts along Nathan Road and Argyle Street, and they also set objects on fire on Nathan Road and used fireworks near Shantung Street. The police had to further dispel the crowds with tear smoke. I hope the public can see the truth. The truth was the rioters were the ones who breach the rule of law
先至要用
and set
武力去作
fires,
出相應嘅行動。
and as a result, the
事實
police
上，
had to
自今年嘅
take
10月
corresponding
起計，
action in response
警
to the
方
violence.
收到
Since
超過
October,
1200宗
the
嘅
police
報案，
received more
涉
than
及
1,200 reports
897個地點
involving
被
damaging
報
acts
壞。
of vandalism at 897 locations, and
試問如果冇
we
暴徒嘅
have not
破壞，
included the
警方
unreported
又何須
cases.
執法呢？
Without
跟
destruction
住我會交俾阿
caused
江
by
上
the
講講尋日一
rioters,
啲行動
the
嘅
police
數
would
字。
not have to enforce the laws. I will now hand over to Mr. Kong to brief us
首
on
先，我會同
operation
大家
figures.
講一
Thank
講
you.
過一個禮拜嘅拘捕數字。
First of all,
喺過
arrest
去嘅一個
figures
星期裏
over
邊
the
咧，
past
警方
week.
喺行
Over
動
the
當
past
中
week,
總共拘
the
捕
police
咗
arrested
99人，
99 people,
包括72
including
名男子
72
同埋
males and
27名
27 females,
年齡介乎
aged
12
between
至
12
54
and
歲。
54.
涉及嘅
The
罪名
alleged
包括
crimes include
非法集結，
taking part
導
in an
致相
unlawful
當可能
assembly,
會危害生命或
causing
財
explosion
產的爆
likely to
炸，
endanger
藏有
life
攻
or
擊性武
property,
器，
possession of offensive
藏有
weapon,
工具可作非
possession
法用途，
of
同埋傷人等等。
devices for illegal purposes,
我喺呢度
wounding,
想特別
etc.
指出，
I wish to
喺
point
琴
out
日
that
嘅暴力
in
事
the
件裏面，
violent
我哋
incidents
一共
yesterday,
拘捕31
we
人，
arrested a total of
而超
31
過一
persons,
半係
and
學生，
nearly half of them,
總共有
more than half
17
of them were students
情
at
況係令人擔憂嘅。
17 persons.
如果有人想利用一啲
The
心智
situation
唔
is
成熟嘅年輕人
For
去做
people
違法
who
嘅行
want
為，
to
從而達到一
encourage
啲嘅目的嘅話咧，
young people
呢啲行
to
為係相當之
carry
卑
out
劣嘅。
illegal acts in order to
法庭
achieve
案件
certain
方
goals.
面，
This
喺
is
星
simply
期六早
despicable.
上，
In terms of
警
court
方喺
cases,
屯門拘捕咗
on
3
Saturday
名男子，
morning, the
涉
police
嫌
arrested
進
3
行爆炸
men
測
in
試。
Tuen Mun, alleged to be
有關嘅
to
3
have
名男子已經被落案起訴製造
a
炸藥
test
罪，
explosion,
同
and
埋
they
串謀
have
傷
been
人罪，
charged with
已
making
經喺今日
explosive
下午喺屯門
substance
裁判法院提
and
堂。
and intend to wound, and
使用
they
彈藥
have
方
made
面，
appearances at the
喺
Tuen Mun Magistrates
2019
Court
年
this
12
afternoon.
月
In
9號
terms
星
of the
期
use of
一，
ammunition,
警方共使用橡
from
膠
the
彈
9th
兩
to
發。
16th of December,
當時係我嘅
the
警察
police
同事
used two
喺大埔一
rubber
帶
baton
正
rounds.
在清除路障嘅
And
時候，
when our
有
colleagues
一
were
啲嘅
clearing
暴力示威者向
roadblocks
我
in
哋
Tai
警
Po,
方嘅同事
some
掉磚
violent
同埋其他嘅雜物。
protesters threw bricks and other
喺警
objects
告無
at our
效底
offices,
下，我哋同事
and
使用咗兩
after
發
they
橡
ignored
膠
our
彈
warning, we
進行驅散。
deployed two rubber baton
2019
rounds
年
to
12
disperse
月
the crowds.
15號星期日，
On the 15th
警
of
方共
December,
使用催淚彈27
the
發。
police used
橡膠彈
27 CS
3發。
rounds, 3 rubber baton rounds.
喺琴晚嘅深夜至到今日嘅凌晨
And
時分，喺
In
旺
the
角有大批
deep
嘅人
hours
群聚
last
集，
night,
並
mass
破
crowds
壞交
gathered
通
in
燈等等
Mongkok
嘅設施，
and
有設立路
vandalized
障
traffic
同埋
lights
焚
and
燒
other
雜物。
facilities. They
我哋嘅
also
同事就
set
係使用
roadblocks
催
and
淚
set
彈同埋橡
objects
膠
on
彈，
fire, and
對呢
as
一
such
啲嘅暴
we
徒進行驅
deployed
散。
tear gas
又一
rounds
次
and
證
rubber
明
baton
咗，
rounds.
如果唔係黑衣暴徒作出
Again,
破壞
it
同埋暴力
proved
行
that
為，
if not
我
for
嘅警
the
察同事係唔
vandalism
需要
and violence
使用
committed
任何
by the
武力嘅。
black-clad protesters, the police would
喺
not
警察
have to
嘅同事受傷嘅
exercise
數字方
any
面，
force. In terms of injuries to
喺過去一
police
個星期
officers,
裏邊呢，
in
我
the
有
past
8
week,
名嘅同事喺行動當
8
中
police
受傷。
officers were injured on
咁跟
duty.
住我會作出幾單嘅澄清嘅。
And now I'd like
首
to
先呢，
make
有
some
傳媒
clarifications.
報導指
First of all,
喺
some
琴
media
日，我哋
reports
警方有
indicated
人有
that
同事咧，就喺沙田新城市廣
yesterday
場嘅一宗拘捕事件裏邊呢，
the
就
police
將一個錘仔
officers
就插贓
planted
嫁禍
a
俾
hammer
其中一名嘅被
on
捕人。
one of the
我
arrested
哋對於
persons.
呢啲失實嘅指控呢，係表示遺憾嘅。
We express
事實係
regret towards
喺
such
琴日嘅大概下午
unsubstantiated
3點
and
鐘左右，
untrue accusation.
我哋
At
得知
about
有
3
一
p.m.
班黑
yesterday,
衣嘅暴徒
we received
係
report
破壞
that
新
a
城市
group
廣
of
場裏邊
black-clad
嘅一
protesters
間酒樓，
vandalized a
之後呢，
restaurant
就
in New
向
Town
港
Plaza
鐵沙
of
田站嘅
Shatin,
方
and
向
they
逃
fled
去。於是乎，
towards
我哋嘅同事係
the
趕
MTR
向沙
Shatin
田
station,
嘅
and as
港鐵
such,
站，
we
嘗試
approached
去追
the
截
Shatin
呢一啲
station
嘅疑
in
犯。
an attempt to pursue
而喺過
the
程裏邊
suspects.
呢，我哋喺沙田
In the
港鐵站
process,
嘅 A
we
出口外
made
邊
arrests
係拘
outside
捕咗幾名嘅男子，
Exit A of
而
MTR
其中
Shatin
一
station,
名係19
we
歲嘅男子，
arrested
我哋係拘
several
捕佢
men.
嘅罪名係包括刑事
and
毀壞、
for one of the
藏有攻擊性武器
men
同埋非法
arrested,
集
he is
結。
19 years years old.
而喺我哋嘅拘捕過程裏
He
邊，有
has
一
been
位熱
arrested
心
on
嘅
criminal
途人
damage,
向我哋
possession
指
of
出，
offensive weapon,
剛剛有一
and
把錘
taking
仔
part in
咧
an
係
unlawful
由呢一
assembly.
名被捕人士咧
And a
掉低
witness
咗嘅。
on site pointed out that
而我哋亦
the
都
hammer
喺一
was left
啲
behind
嘅
by
片段
that arrestee. And from some footage, we could see that this arrested man took part in the above acts of vandalizing restaurants in the shopping center. We would conduct full investigation to ascertain the man's role in criminal damage and whether he had used that hammer. We would also take a statement from that passerby to confirm his accounts of the incident. Such accusations of planting seeks to shift the focus in order to shift the focus away from such destructive acts. And some people pointed out that in New Town Plaza yesterday, plainclothes officers used their baton to beat up people. I clarified that at about 3:40 p.m. yesterday, about 20 rioters hurled objects from heights in the shopping center. Apart from vandalizing shopping mall facilities, those acts also jeopardize public safety. As a result, plainclothes officers immediately attempted to stop such acts and intercepted one rioter, and the other people immediately attempted to snatch the arrested person. We used the police baton and pepper spray. Unfortunately, this rioter managed to flee. However, we would launch a full investigation over the matter in order to put these rioters to justice. There are rumors online that at Shakok Estate yesterday, a police officer hung a real gun at the railing of a staircase, and it was a conspiracy. I would not believe that our officers would do this because it would jeopardize their own safety. In fact, at about 8 p.m. yesterday, we received a report from the security officers of the estate saying that a resident saw a suspected hand pistol at the lobby on the 6th floor. Upon arrival at the site, the police confirmed that it was an air pistol, and there were 2 magazines in the holster, and one of the magazines had been broken with the springs exposed. We clarified that the alleged firearm was not a police pistol nor a real gun. It was an air pistol. I would not speculate why someone would place a pistol there, but I warn the perpetrators not to attempt to create fear among the public because they would be doing that at their own consequences. A photo was circulated online comparing a smoke disc found outside New Town Plaza yesterday in Shatin, and they claimed that such smoke disc was the latest equipment or gear equipped by the police force. I clarified that the relevant smoke disc was not hurled by police officers nor part of the police's new equipment. The police officers were equipped with foam rounds, and they are completely different with the smoke disc we seized. I'd like to clarify that the smoke disc was not hurled by our police officers.
我相信使用煙霧餅嘅暴徒或者示威者，佢嘅目的只有兩個。第一，製造混亂；第二，就係希望嫁禍俾警察，去煽動其他人對警察嘅仇恨。
wanted to incite hatred towards the police, and such act was despicable. I will now hand over to Mr. Kwok.
Let me give some concluding remarks. The rioters' act yesterday is repulsive. As you can see, on seeing that somebody might have taken their photos to rioters and demanded the person to surrender the phone. The rioters did not allow others to have their own views. If there is a difference in the views, they would go and vandalize the shops. Their own rights and freedom trump everything. They act in the same way as the triad society in silencing others. The violent acts of rioters are like volcanic ashes, as we thought that we are gradually restoring calm in society. The ashes could very well rekindle and set our city ablaze. The police has the responsibility of staunchly upholding the law, enforcing the law to protect the life and property and safety of our citizens. But we cannot rely on our own strength. Let me say once again that members of the public should say no to violence. We should not condone violence. We must build a city that relies on the rule of law. We must provide useful information to the police and pursue the violent acts of rioters.
It's regrettable that violence yet again returned to the street. Wildcat protests in different residential areas descend to chaos, disrupting the everyday life of ordinary citizens. History repeats itself. What began as public gatherings in shopping malls quickly turned into violent clash and mass destruction of properties. The truth speaks for itself. The so-called song singing or slow chatting were all covered up for the rioting act that followed. Rioters used the excuse of peaceful protest to wreak havoc to neighborhoods where many families were enjoying their holiday. Over in Shatin, since 2 p.m. yesterday, protesters had been vandalizing shops and restaurants and spray painting offensive slogans on the floor in New Town Plaza. They also smashed glass panes randomly and recklessly. Many shoppers and innocent passersby were around and could have been hurt. In one of the most upsetting incidents, a female bystander was confronted by a group of masked protesters demanding to inspect her mobile phone. She was pushed, hit with an umbrella, and publicly shamed for no good reason. Her phone was smashed. Despite their provocation, the victim remained calm and collected, trying to talk sense into the rioters. In response to the violence, our officers entered the shopping mall to enforce the law. Not only did the rioters obstruct police lawful action, but they also threw a smoke bomb at police cordon eye. This posed a great threat to public safety, especially in a crowded and busy street. We have stressed low pace in Hong Kong is a lawless land. Police officers have lawful right to enter shopping center or private premises to respond to reports of crime and to enforce the law. In fact, we arrest 12 people for offenses including unlawful assembly and criminal damage in this shopping mall. Last night, rioters also wreaked havoc to Mongkok, where they blocked roads and threw traffic cones at passing vehicles, and even glass bottles at police officers. That has put everyone at great risk. Our officers had no choice but to use force, including tear gas, for dispersal. In the small hours of today, rioters gathered again and escalated their violence. Most alarmingly, some cut open traffic light poles and poured flammable liquid in before setting them on fire. Then, like a cat and mouse chase, our officer had to use force for dispersal again. This routine-like destruction is really frustrating for most Hong Kong people. Rioters caused extensive damage to almost every single district in Hong Kong. According to our record, altogether, 897 locations have suffered varying degrees of damage all across the city. This is only the number for reported cases. The full extent of this man-made disaster is felt by everyone in society. Moving on to arrest figures. Over the past week, the police arrested 99 people, consisting of 72 males and 27 females, aged between 12 and 54. Offenses include unlawful assembly, taking part in a riot, wounding, and obstructing police officer. In conclusion, we believe most Hong Kong citizens have got tired of the widespread rioting that has torn our city apart. Once rioters are masked, their morals are lost, their eyes are blocked, If anyone appears to be an eyesore or seem to have taken photos, rioters will demand inspection of mobile phones. Anyone who refuses will risk being assaulted or having their phone smashed. Their ears are covered. Rioters have selective hearing and do not accept different views to theirs. If anyone discourages their destructive act, they will spray their faces with peppermint or beat them up. Their mouths are foul. They only allow their own voice to be heard and disallow any differences. They will vandalize shops and restaurants as they please. Their hearts are cold. They have no concern for public interest and only care about their own right. But I believe most members of the public have clear mind. You can tell right from wrong, to tell fact from fiction. Please join us to put an end to all rioting acts and to bring offenders to justice. Thank you.
問題時間開始。